Opening night in Los Angeles, and the Staples Center will be filled to capacity to see the new edition Lakers, without Shaquille O'Neal for the first time in 9 years, take on one of the most anticipated teams this season in the NBA, the Denver Nuggets. It's Game 2 of our TNT NBA doubleheader with Doug Collins and Cheryl Miller. Kevin Harlan welcoming you to Los Angeles. And let's take a look at our starting lineups tonight. The Nuggets, winners of 43 games a season ago, have added Kenyon with Carmelo Anthony, Marcus Camby, Andre Miller, and Vashawn Leonard. And the Los Angeles Lakers have added Caron Butler, Lamar Odom, Chris Mihm, Chucky Atkins to join Kobe Bryant in the starting five. Both teams are coming off of Doug Collins' very successful preseasons. But now opening night tonight, and all eyes are on Kobe Bryant.
Well, Kevin, the pressure's on Kobe Bryant. He knows that. It's all about winning. We heard him introduced tonight. There were a lot of cheers. There were a mixture of boos. You win the crowd over by winning basketball games, and he knows that. So it'll be interesting to see his first night here, how it all stacks up for the Lakers. Should be an exciting game. Both these teams want a fast break and push the tempo.
Our officials tonight, Joey Crawford, David Jones, and Mark Davis, and Carmelo Anthony. With 13 on the shot clock, and a rebound by Chris Mihm, who was a lottery pick years ago and comes from Boston. Lamar Odom and Caron Butler. Into Mihm, who's a 7-footer out of Texas. He came over in the Gary Payton trade and has had a good preseason.
Yeah, he's played very well. If he can play well and Vlade Divac can get healthy, come back from his back injury, those two guys could do a nice job in the middle. Not Shaquille O'Neal.
Nice steal by Lamar Odom with a trailer. He'll take it himself.
That's a big basket for Lamar Odom. A lot of pressure on this young guy. He left the Los Angeles Clippers, had a lot of issues out here. Kevin, he went to Miami, found a home. He played exceptionally well, gets traded back to Los Angeles in the Shaquille deal. A lot of pressure on him to perform well for this team. He has to be the second man in that 1-2 punch with he and Kobe Bryant.
There's a foul down low on Carmelo Anthony.
You see Marcus Camby goes for the steal. Once he does, there's no big man behind, and Lamar Odom done a nice job with those long arms. He gets out on the fast break, and this is where he is at his best, in the open court.
It was on Lamar Odom, and here's Denver again with Andre Miller, who works into Chucky Atkins. And a foul on Atkins. That's the first on him.
Well, one of the things, the new rule, not actually the new rule, but the interpretation, they're not going to allow guys to put their forearms out now and impede dribblers. So early in the season, you might see a lot of those fouls until the players adjust.
Andre Miller was 10th in assists last season in the NBA. And Anthony takes it inside as he crashes into Mihm. And doubled inside by Caron Butler.
That's one of the things that the Lakers are going to miss with Shaquille O'Neal gone. You see Rudy T, the new coach. It was great to see him tonight, Kevin, coming back from his bladder cancer, being out. He is just so thankful to be in this position. But just talking about the presence of the Lakers, they do not have that intimidating force at the basket now to block shots and change the game. So teams are going to go to the front of the rim against them. So they're going to have to do a good job with team defense, and especially keeping teams off that free throw line.
Rebounding be so important too for the Los Angeles Lakers
Rebounding,
as well.
Interior defense, just that presence at the rim, knowing Shaq is back there.
Here's Atkins into Mihm. Quickly doubled, and they go inside to Kobe Bryant, who had it knocked away by Camby. Now Miller again. He played Los Angeles for the Clippers a couple years ago. Leonard. And Kenyon, the all-star for a first time a season ago with the New Jersey Nets. Mihm with the rebound.
Kobe's going to see all kinds of swarming defense. We talked to Jeff Bedzelic, coach of the Nuggets, before the game. They're going to try to make Kobe be a passer. So he's going to see double teams coming off screen roll. When he gets the ball in the post, they're going to run people at him. When he isolates on the wing, they're going to force him to pass the basketball, make these other Laker players try to beat them from outside. You see a good look at Jeff Bzdelik, led his team to 43 wins after a 17-win season, a 26-game turnaround. What a terrific job.
Best in the NBA a season ago.
The 6th best of all time.
Right. Kobe Bryant lasers it inside to Chris Mihm.
That's what the Lakers have worked on also, too. We talked to Rudy. When Kobe sees that zone up on the backside, flash a guy to the open area, that will run them out of that defense.
Atkins on Miller. Screened by Camby for Vashawn Leonard, who won the three-point shooting contest a season ago. And here comes Lamar Odom. He can play a lot of positions for this Laker team.
A very versatile guy. Loves to get out on top of the floor, drive the ball to the basket.
And Caron Butler, who had it knocked away by Anthony and then picked up by Bryant, feeding Mihm. Camby cleans the glass and out to Carmelo Anthony.
I think Jeff Bzdelik would like to see Denver move the ball a little bit better here. They did very well in preseason. They're shooting quick shots here tonight, and that's not what he wants. Move the basketball.
Look at all the defenders in the lane for the Lakers. That's a two-point hit. That was a 3. They have now just changed it to a 3, and Vashawn Leonard is credited with that shot from outside. And Caron Butler with a 3 at the other end.
Well, if he makes that shot, he will be very dangerous because he's a slasher and a cutter and loves to get out on the break. But if he can make that jump shot, it will spread the floor for him, give him a lot of driving room.
That is a three-point shot miss, but a foul on that shot. And so with Kobe picking it up, it'll be 3 at the line for Vashawn Leonard.
And that was a bad foul on Kobe. He knows you cannot take your hand and put it in another guy's chest. As Vashawn Leonard went up to take that shot, that was a lazy play by Kobe. Just put his hand out and he shoved him right in the chest. And Kobe can ill afford to pick up those kind of fouls. You do not want to foul a three-point shooter. Just watch here what Kobe does as he comes off this screen. He just puts his hands out and hits him right there in the waist, right in front of the referee. So you know that's going to be an easy foul to spot.
Leonard, almost an 80 career free throw shooter, so he's a good one. They're missing right there. And the Nuggets now from the free throw line tonight have gone 2 and 4. And the Lakers have not shot yet. As you take a look at Vashawn Leonard, his second stint with the Denver Nuggets.
Well, he's a very solid player, and he's also very streaky, Kevin. He misses 2 of the free throws, but he's one of these guys that can get on a run and hit 5 or 6 shots in a row, especially in crunch time. He's a good fourth-quarter player.
Lakers have hit 4 of their first 7 shots. They go inside again to Mihm as they try to establish him, and there is a charge, and it's inside on Odom, who picks up his second personal foul for the Los Angeles Lakers.
Well, this is what Lamar Odom likes to do. He likes to isolate at the top of the floor, and Marcus Camby does a nice job of getting in position. Referees are really going to pay attention to that this year, that block charge. They felt last year the defender got more of the calls in that situation. A lot of times they were moving. That time it looked like Camby had himself set and got the call. Odom has to sit down with the 2 fouls.
So Odom is out. They bring in Brian Cook, who is 6'10" out of Illinois. And here is Vashawn Leonard as the Denver Nuggets have started 1 of 4 from the field. Shot clock is down to 7. Andre Miller.
Well, Kobe very close to picking up his second. With Lamar Odom in foul trouble, Kobe has got to stay away from that second foul.
You can see they're trying to establish Mihm early in the game. Martin's on him now.
Yeah, get his confidence up early, establish a little bit of a post game. He's a player that when he gets some confidence, he can play well. Throughout his career, one of the things he struggled with is confidence. When he gets down on himself, everything becomes a challenge for him. And they're showing a lot of confidence in him here early. There's Vlade Divac. It seems so strange to see him back here in Los Angeles after spending so many years there in Sacramento. Sacramento is really going to miss him, and he is going to be a valuable player once he gets healthy. I said today at our breakfast, I think he's the best teammate in the NBA, a guy who, when he's on your team, He just brings so many positive things in that locker room. He knows how to play. He knows the game. He's great with the younger players. He's a coach's ally.
And with the Kings, as that team was maturing, he was right there to kind of foster that maturity.
Yeah, and when they had their little flare-ups and all, he was always that steady voice of calm that they needed.
Nene has now come in for Kenyon Martin, who's got 2 fouls. Odom's got the 2. And here's Denver with Carmelo Anthony, 0 of 1 from the field, sliding inside.
He is so good on that wing where he can get that dribble, get to the baseline, slash around, get to the basket.
Nice feed. Kobe Bryant to Mihm with the defense applied by Nene. And they want that aggressiveness on the defense from Nene, but he picks up a foul right there, his first.
A little bit slow in the rotation, though, Kevin. Nene's got to get there sooner. Carmelo Anthony loves that little wing area, and watch how he gets that shoulder inside, and he's strong at about 230 pounds. He sort of bumps you, just sort of freezes you where you cannot jump. It was not a great experience for him in the Olympics this summer. I was over there, and I think he really grew up a lot. He's had his struggles over there. You know, Larry Brown actually said he was a selfish player. He had to deal with that, came back, had some issues off the court that he had to deal with, but I think he's learning slowly at age 20 about all that goes with being a great player, and he's growing up in front of our eyes right now, Kevin.
Lakers have gotten all 12 points from front court players so far. They go into Nene from Brazil. Picked up by Atkins, out to Kobe Bryant, 3-on-2. Caron Butler.
Well, Kobe has gotten everybody involved here, especially Chris Mihm early. He's running the floor, pushing it, looking for his teammates. Lakers off to a very good start.
Inside Marcus Camby, knocked away by Caron Butler. Butler coming in the trade for Shaq from Miami. That's the second on Butler.
This is what the Lakers want to do. They're an up-tempo team now. They want to get out. They're a speed team. The beautiful pass, Caron Butler on the great finish. The Lakers would like to be a team. Rudy T told us before, if we can run 30 possessions a game, that means we have to be able to execute in the half court probably about 70 possessions. Normally there's 100 possessions in a game. So as much as they want to run, they've still been working so much on their half court offense. This is basically a whole new team.
So Butler will leave with his second, and Jermaine Jones will take his place as you take a look at Marcus Camby, who is coming off a season where he played a career-high 72 games.
Well, you know, sometimes when you make deals, you're not exactly sure what you're getting. When the Nuggets traded Antonio McDyess to Denver, they ended up getting Nene with the pick that they got at 7, and they get Marcus Camby. And those guys have helped solidify the front line. Now they get Carmelo Anthony and Kenyon Martin. This team is young and aggressive with great expectations.
Nuggets only shooting 43%, so you got to hit your free throws. And there, Denver is only 2 of 7 to start the game.
Well, you would expect them to be a good free throw shooting team. I mean, Deshaun Leonard stepped up and misses 2. He's not normally going to do that. Remember, this is opening night.
Jitters sometimes accompany it. Jones inside to Mihm, who leads all scorers now with 9 points.
Well, he's playing terrific. You know what he can really do? He can catch that ball, and he's got a quick finish at the basket. Not with the power, but he's got a nice soft touch.
Lakers have their biggest lead of 7. The Nuggets have never led, and here's Andre Miller orchestrating from the point as the Lakers are packing it in defensively, and over Atkins the miss. Taken by Carmelo Anthony, who squeezes the trigger and puts it in.
Well, that's what we talked to Rudy about before the game. He said defensive rebounding. If we want to run, we've got to rebound the ball. And Carmelo Anthony just wanted a little bit more on that play.
That was only the 3rd rebound tonight for Denver. They're -5 in rebounding so far. A 3 authored by Jermaine Jones. And 3-on-3 the other way, led by Andre Miller. Rebound by Kobe Bryant. Each team has hit 1 3-point shot so far. A foul on Anthony as Kobe tried to maneuver down low. Anthony picks up his first. So the new look Los Angeles Lakers, led by their new center, taking the place of Shaq, Chris Mihm, leading all with 9. Lakers are shooting 60%. Timeout.
The NBA on TNT, brought to you by Ford. An unprecedented 6 new vehicles right here, right now. Ford, built for the road ahead. By Verizon Wireless, we never stop working for you. by IBM, making on-demand business a reality for companies around the world. And by Adidas Basketball, home of the new T-Mac 4.
Downtown Los Angeles, an opening night. Lakers have never trailed, up now by 5 and 5:13 to play in the first.
Well, Carmelo Anthony off to a good start, and he obviously is critical to this team with his offense and what he brings. But it's the keys to the success for the Nuggets. They want to run. They got to defend and hit the glass. And in Jeff Petzelik's words, we got to move the basketball. If we move the ball, we'll get great shots. And for the Lakers, Kobe and Odom, the interior defense and rebounding, and Chris Mihm off to a great start here tonight.
Jones fumbles it away, then fouls Anthony, who goes streaking the other way. Anthony is leading Denver with 5 points. Mim's got 9. That's the first foul called on Jermaine Jones, who is taking the place of Lamar Odom, who's on the Laker bench with 2 fouls. Kenyon Martin has 2 fouls, and he is on the Denver bench. And Nene is taking his place. That's a clear path foul, so he's at the free throw line. Is Carmelo Anthony, a 78% free throw shooter a season ago in his rookie year, a year where he finished second behind LeBron James in Rookie of the Year balloting.
What a great year he had, and I think what he was able to do getting his team into the playoffs and getting that playoff experience, that was so vital for him coming into this year. He knows what he has to do now to continue to develop his game.
Nene on Cook, knocked away by Mihm. It's Leonard and Miller in the backcourt with Nene, Camby, and Anthony down low. A 2-point shot won't go. An offensive rebound by Andre Miller with Mihm defending and a couple of nice fakes inside.
But there's a big worry for the Lakers. Denver has made a commitment to the offensive boards, and you can play great defense. If you don't rebound that basketball, it's so dispiriting, Kevin. You start giving teams multiple shots, 2 and 3 shots at the basket. Eventually, they're going to connect. That's what they did on that possession. That was their 4th shot at the basket because of their offensive rebounding. The Lakers, all 5 guys have to go to the board. You don't have that one guy back there cleaning up the glass.
Marcus Camby now has 2. Here's Cook out there with Jermaine Jones, Mihm, Atkins, and Kobe Bryant. Cook goes inside to Mihm, who's got a game-high 11.
Well, Denver is fronting in the post, and the Lakers are doing a nice job of swinging the ball. That's twice they've thrown the ball over the fronting post player, and Mihm has caught the ball and laid it in the basket.
Andre Miller with Atkins there to take it. He'll lead him the other way. Chucky Atkins from South Florida, and here goes Chris Mihm with the rebound by Carmelo Anthony.
I'm not so sure that's the shot that he wants to shoot. He's getting all these little point-blank shots. He doesn't need to shoot a 20-footer.
Denver has started 5 of 14. From the floor, Miller spoon feeds Nene, and a nice feed to Camby, and back inside they go. Nene had it knocked away by Cook. And Chucky Atkins. What passing inside? Jones couldn't get it. Camby was defending inside for the Denver Nuggets. Vashawn Leonard. Anthony stepped out of bounds.
Well, you see that so often, Kevin, over on the sideline, that 3-point line. Guys are so concerned about being behind the 3-point line, they don't look behind him, and there's not much space over on that baseline. You see that happen so often. A guy will catch it, and he'll step back with that back foot and step out of bounds.
Nuggets have turned it over 3 times, and the Lakers have turned it over twice. And Tierre Brown is coming for the first time. The former MVP of the NBDL, Brian Cook, getting on the board with his first 2 points tonight.
He has come out of nowhere for this team, as we see Vashawn Leonard once again unloading the 3, but again, no passes there. Kevin, Denver is not moving the basketball, which is playing right into the Lakers' hands.
Kobe Bryant so far 0 of 1, and Cook with the second offering, and Mihm point-blank range. A game-high 13 points.
The Lakers are executing. They're moving the ball. Kobe is giving the ball up. Denver's making a concerted effort to make him pass. He's doing that, and his teammates are making some nice plays.
Lakers on it.
The fronting post play. Mihm with the dunk. Here he is inside with a little jump hook. And the high-low pass, Mihm once again with the layup. The Lakers right now having their way with the Denver Nuggets.
Welcome back to Los Angeles, where right now it seems to be the Chris Mihm show, but standing next to me is Vlade Divac. And Vlade, I know that this was not the way that you wanted to start the regular season on the injured list. First and foremost, how's your back feeling, and when do you think you might be back in action?
Well, it feels great right now, and I'm working hard, try to get back as soon as I can, probably a couple more weeks.
You started your career here. It's a whole new system, whole new coaching staff, a lot of new faces. How would you describe this team and your role this season?
Well, it's a very exciting team. We're going to play basketball like basketball should be very exciting, you know, up and down tempo, and, you know, having Kobe on team makes it so much easier. Like tonight, you know, a lot of guys score easy points just because they're doubling Kobe, so we have to play smart basketball.
Doug Collins called you the best teammate in the league in terms of your leadership on and off the court. How does that make you feel?
Well, thank you, and hopefully I can help these guys here to be a better players, and I'm sure we're going to have a successful season.
Enjoy the rest of the game.
Thank you.
All right, send it back to you, Kevin. Doug?
All right, Greg Buckner along with Earl Boykins have now checked in for the Denver Nuggets. Camby with the rebound. The final 2:17 of this first quarter, which Denver has never let in. Lakers have led by as many as 8. Denver has now missed 7 of their last 8 shots, and the 5'5" Earl Boykins launching and missing. He is the shortest player in the NBA at 5'5".
I think this was Jeff Bzdelik's worst fear, that the team was going to one pass and shoot the basketball. He talked about how many games in the preseason they had 30 assists. They were averaging over 25 assists, but what's happening now, the regular season has started. The first guy who was catching it was looking to take the shot. They got to move the basketball.
How about Kobe Bryant? He's only taken 1 shot so far. Make it 2 now from the field is Pierre Brown. Tries to get it inside to Bryant, who is cutting off the baseline with a Denver foul.
See, Denver's playing that trapping defense, and they're swarming Kobe, so if you'll make the extra pass, you're going to get a lot of scores, easy scores. Chris Mihm is 5 of 8. He has 13 points, but the Lakers have 14 points in the paint. Denver only 4. Denver has no fast break points, so that is their key to their game, is running, and they have not been able to do that.
They led the NBA this season to go in fast break points. It was a kick ball. It's out of bounds, and Los Angeles can't exploit it. 3 turnovers now for the Los Angeles Lakers, and here comes Boykins. He's got a brand new contract. He's the backup point guard. He feeds Marcus Camby. Rebound by Anthony. An offensive rebound there, and smothered on that baseline. And out of bounds. Denver calls a timeout.
That's twice now that Denver has tried to make it look like the Lakers are bumping them out of bounds. Greg Buckner got called for a traveling violation, and had Carmelo Anthony not called the timeout, he would have stepped out of bounds. So they need to hold their ground here. The referees are not calling for that right now, where they're getting the bump and trying to get to the free throw line.
Earl Boykins, we told you 5'5". He was undrafted, but here are some of the shortest players in league history. The shortest was the 5'3" Bogues, and Boykins right now at 5'5".
Well, short in stature,
yes,
and large in heart.
Right.
These guys all terrific competitors.
And Keith Mr. Jennings at 5'7". Remember him? Move on to Spud Webb, who finished his career with the Minnesota Timberwolves, but his big-time slam dunk champion at 5'7".
Well, Earl Boykins gives this team such a tremendous edge. He can really push the tempo, and especially in Denver, you get in that mile-high altitude, and he comes flying off the bench about 90 miles an hour at you on that fast break. He can change the pace of the game in a moment.
The name diving inside the lane, and a charge. Second on him.
But again, you know, not to harp on this, Kevin, but right now Denver's trying to do too much on their own. They're not trusting their team. Now, this is a new team. There's no question about it. Jeff Bzdelik is trying to find some pieces here that are going to work. He's brought Rodney White into the game, who's sort of his wild card on offense. But right now, Denver's got to settle down. They're right now playing at too quick a tempo.
Brian Grant is checked in for Mihm, who's got 13 points. That is a game high, and he is on the Los Angeles Laker bench. And there is a foul away from the ball, and on the side, it's called on Grant, who picks up his first.
That's another thing the referee's going to be watching this year, is on those handoffs, the player moving into the path of the defender and trying to bump him off. And that's exactly what happened with Brian Grant on that play.
Francisco Elson comes in for the Denver Nuggets. Kobe Bryant against Rodney White. And a foul. White picks it up. Doug just said he came off the bench. He doesn't have much defense, but his offense is there to spark a team which is sluggish. Now at 26% from the floor, it's the perfect time for him to enter. With Kobe Bryant, first-team All-NBA selection a season ago at the free throw line for the Los Angeles Lakers, 85% from the line a season ago. Tomorrow night on ESPN, it's Miami at New Jersey, and the Lakers take on the Utah Jazz. Then Friday night on ESPN, the Grizzlies host the Rockets and the Lakers host the Spurs. This weekend on NBA TV, Sacramento at Houston on Saturday. And then Sunday, San Antonio will be at Seattle. Boykins. No fouls to give either way in these final 38.9 tenths of a second.
That was a quick 2-for-1 possession. It'll be interesting to see if Kobe tries to come back. They took that so quickly. Can he get one off quickly here to give the Lakers a chance for that? Looks like now they're just going to settle in and run a play. They love to run a screen roll and pop Brian Cook out looking for the jump shot.
Into Grant. Out to Brown. Around Boykins and through the lane. Elson with the rebound. And a difference of a second. Shot clock to game clock.
Oh, Denver, one of the best offensive teams in the preseason, averaging right at 100 points a game, have only 14 points right now. So the Lakers have done a nice job defensively.
5 of 20 for the Denver Nuggets with 2 to shoot. And Greg Buckner. Lakers never trailed in that first. First quarter. They led by as many as 10. And led by the guy taking the place of Shaquille O'Neal. 7-foot center Chris Mihm with 13 first quarter points. And the Lakers by 10 at the end of one. It's opening night in Los Angeles, and this is the NBA on TNT. An 0-for-2 start for Kobe Bryant. But his Lakers up by 10. Even though he's not scoring, he'll do different things on different nights. And tonight, they don't need him to score. They need him to just kind of run the show.
That's what great players do. They read the scene and how teams are playing. And if they're going to gang up on him, move the basketball. Chris Mihm has been the recipient here early of the extra passes. And Kobe will do from night to night what his team needs. The guy is a very, very smart basketball player.
Denver's got it, and they missed the last 7 shots to end the first quarter. The foul goes on Tierre Brown. That is the first on him. Denver has not hit one from the field for the final 4:39 of the first quarter. They cut the lead to 2. And the Lakers closed out the first on an 8-0 run, which brings us to the beginning of the second with Doug Collins and Cheryl Miller. Kevin Harlan here in Los Angeles. Well, of course, we know there is no Shaquille O'Neal. When they both played, we can see the incredible record. But when one player was without the other, that's when things kind of get interesting.
Well, I mean, it's, you know, Shaq is no question the dominant low-post player in the game. And Kobe, to me, is still the best perimeter player in the game. See Francisco Ellison popping out and shooting a jump shot. And when those two guys were together on their game, the Lakers were a championship quality team. They won 3 championships. That's 6 offensive rebounds now for the Denver Nuggets.
Rebound by Tierre Brown, who is out there with Brian Grant. Jermaine Jones. Kareem Rush comes in for the first time, and Kobe is on the bench, and Brian Cook is the 5th Laker. Look at Boykins with his defense, and Brown tries to keep it alive off to Grant. A minute gone here in the second. Shot clock at 9. Cook from outside, and now picked up by Rodney White. Out there with Boykins, Nene, Francisco Elson, and Greg Buckner. That is a 3 by White, and the rebound by Rush.
Well, Denver really right now struggling, and the shot selection is not good. Jeff Bzdelik actually has 5 bench players out there right now trying to get something going. You'd like to see his team settle down a little bit and see him come over to talk to his team right now.
They have missed, the Denver Nuggets, their last 10 consecutive shots from the field.
You can see 6-0 on fast break, 14-4 points in the paint. So that's 20-4 plus 16 points in those 2 areas. The difference in the game right now is 10.
Greg Buckner just picked up his first foul. Brian Cook again.
Better not give him that shot.
No.
This guy is very confident shooting the basketball. The Lakers look for him on those pick and pops on those little screen rolls, and he will bury that jump shot out to the 3-point line.
Greg Buckner last year with Philadelphia. 10-0 run by the Los Angeles Lakers. Earl Boykins. Rodney White. And he corkscrews inside.
Well, he can score. An exhibition game against Indiana this preseason, he hit 11 straight shots, had a 25-point night, so he's capable of doing that, but he's very inconsistent. And that's why he's a bench player, and he's a wild card for them offensively.
Denver Nuggets made the 8th playoff slot a season ago with 43 wins. There's a Kareem Rush 3. Speaking of the playoffs last year, how about Kareem Rush, who knocked out Minnesota in the Western Conference Finals with a great 6 of 7 3-point shooting display.
He sure did. I was here for that in the fourth quarter. He really shot Minnesota right out of the playoffs. Again, Rodney White trying to do too much off the dribble. The ball goes out of bounds. Tierre Brown right now is being hounded by Earl Boykins. He needs to stop fighting him off the dribble so much. Give the ball up, because right now Earl Boykins is doing
right,
that.
That's right.
He's disrupting their whole offense. So when he's guarding the ball, you got to get him off the ball. You can't let him hound the basketball.
Kind of like a defensive back at the line who stops a good receiver and takes that offense out of its flow.
Your defense starts with the pressure that you put on the basketball, and that's what Earl Boykins does. And Tierre Brown right now is fighting him off the dribble. Move the basketball, pass the ball. You don't want to pound it so much with him.
Buckner is out. Carmelo Anthony is back in for the Denver Nuggets, who have never led this game and trailed by as many as 12. We talked about Denver last year, 43 wins, and a great improvement from a 17-win season the year before. The Los Angeles Lakers, of course, made it all the way to the NBA Finals, eventually losing to the Detroit Pistons.
You're going to see a lot of those plays early in the season. Two guys who haven't played much together.
Nice interception made by Lamar Odom, back in the game, and had to leave early in the first quarter with 2 fouls. Tierre Brown across the lane. And Earl Boykins will push it the other way. Rodney White.
One pass and a shot. One pass and a shot.
White is 1 of 3. Butler back in the game. Brown. Nice ball rotation to Butler with the good fake on Rodney White. Nene with the rebound. I think every time White's touched the ball, he's shot.
He's my kind of guy.
FGAs, right?
Yeah, my kind of guy. The more you get up, the more it's going to go in, baby.
That's what Danny Ainge would always say. FGAs, baby. FGAs. Oh, what a shot! Lamar Odom. He began his career with the Los Angeles Clippers, where it was a very up-and-down ride. He was rejuvenated in Miami, leading them to a playoff a year ago. Maybe, just maybe, he'll do the same for the Lakers in his first year in the purple and gold. Timeout. Lamar Odom only spent 1 year of college basketball at Rhode Island, but that was good enough to show the NBA what he could do, and so the Los Angeles Clippers drafted him 4th overall. He spent 4 years here. Then, as a free agent, he went to Miami, where in his 1 year with the Miami Heat, brought that team to the postseason and going to the 2nd round. He was traded on July 14th in the Shaquille O'Neal trade. He was really the main focus in terms of what the Lakers got, and he was coached by Jim Herrick, who is on the floor tonight as an assistant coach at Rhode Island.
Well, it's interesting. I talked to Lamar Odom before the game, and when the Clippers did not re-sign him, part of the press release said the reason they didn't re-sign him was because of character and other risks. And when he got to Miami, Pat Riley had a little card waiting for him that said character and other risks on it. He gave it to him. He said, I want you to always carry this to remind you of where you are here right now, why you're here, and what the opportunity is ahead of you. Lamar Odom has really matured. I talked to him before the game. He's a different young guy than when he started out here with the Los Angeles Clippers. That year in Miami did him a whale of good.
Andre Miller is back in the game. Kenyon Martin is back in the game. And they go inside to Marshawn Leonard. He has come back off the bench with Anthony and Camby. The starting 5 is back out there for the Denver Nuggets as Kareem Rush picks up his first personal foul. Denver is only shooting 22%, and they trail 30-16 as we go to Cheryl Miller.
Thanks a lot, Kevin and Doug. Out of that last timeout, Coach Buzz Delic was really trying to encourage his team. He said, look, guys, we need better ball movement. Our shot selection is too poor. Number 1, settle down, keep your composures, keep your chins up. We'll bounce back 1 stop and 1 basket at a time. Guys?
That's a great point, Cheryl. I think what happened is offensively they're going too fast. And when you do that, you take quick shots. Maybe as they get a little tired, they'll slow down and better things will happen for them.
Lamar Odom Trying to keep it alive inside. He's playing Twister in a timeout taken by Los Angeles. And the Lakers were getting ready to bring back in Mihm and Kobe Bryant. 22nd timeout taken. There's Mihm. Now they're going to take a full timeout. Still leading all scorers is Chris Mihm with his 13 points. As we await the re-entrance of Kobe Bryant back in the game. And his Lakers doing a good job with 7:46 to play in the second.
NBA on TNT. Brought to you by Southwest Airlines, official airline of the NBA. And by AutoZone. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Lakers on top by 12. We're in the middle stages of the second quarter on opening night. 26-year-old Kobe Bryant tonight in his debut, I guess, is the unquestioned leader of the team. Has started from the floor, 0 of 2.
Well, he took 2 shots, and then what he found out is guys are running at him. So if you're going to do that, I'm going to find the open man. He's passed the ball exceptionally well. He's got his teammates involved. And Kevin, he's good enough to get a shot anytime he wants. Right now, he's doing what his team needs. They're up 12, and he'll pick and choose the spots when he wants to take a look for the shot. This time he finds Mihm inside.
And now the starters for both teams are completely out there. All 10 who are on the floor all started tonight.
I would expect Denver starters to play much better after they've sat down a little bit, compose themselves. Jeff Bzdelik, settle them down a little bit. Let's see if they can start playing the way they're capable of playing.
Nuggets have missed 12 of their last 13 shots. This is Carmelo Anthony now 13 of 14 misses. They've had 1 field goal over the last 9+ minutes. And here's Bryant picked up by Vashawn Leonard, a Mihm screen, and Butler to Chucky Atkins, a 3.
See, now Kobe doesn't get that assist, but his assist spread the floor. The next pass got a guy a wide open 3. So sometimes the assist total doesn't show exactly what your passing is doing to set up open shots for your teammate.
21% shooting for the Denver Nuggets. They've been led by the 6 points of Leonard and Anthony. Rifling it inside to Andre Miller. Right there, couldn't hit. Lakers come the other way, shooting 50%. Kobe Bryant for 3. And a rebound by Kenyon Martin. And the rebounding deficit for the Nuggets is only 1. Anthony. And they needed that in the worst way by the ex-New Jersey net Kenyon Martin.
Well, that's what penetration to the rim gets you. When you have to come over and give help, there's no one there to defensive rebound. And Kenyon Martin with a powerful finish. There's a walk on Butler as he shuffled both feet.
Kenyon Martin, who had a career-high 17 points a game a season ago in New Jersey with his first 2 tonight.
We see Odom goes over. He's guarding Kenyon Martin, so there's no one there to help him. Kenyon Martin gets an easy score.
Turnovers even at 8 apiece. And Chris Mihm, who is on the floor in the pivot for the Lakers, still leads all scorers with 13 points. Martin away by Mihm with the Los Angeles Laker foul inside. First on Chris. And this will bring Kenyon Martin to the free throw line. A career 66% free throw shooter. This is his first trip tonight. Nuggets are 5 of 10 from the stripe. Struggling from even there. Our NBA Premier Week continues on TNT this Thursday with our exclusive doubleheader. In Game 1, it's LeBron James and the Cavaliers taking on Shaq and the Heat. Game 2, KG and the Timberwolves against the Denver Nuggets. Coverage beginning at 8 o'clock Eastern Time.
Kevin, you and I will be in Denver. It will be very exciting there as this new-look Denver team with great expectations plays their first home game. They're playing tight right now. You can get a sense of the expectations on this team. They just need to settle down and relax a little bit.
Lakers have knocked in a couple of threes tonight. Denver's hit only 1. Odom for 3. Camby with the rebound. He averaged 10 a game a year ago. Let him in rebound. Intercepted by Caron Butler. And they got numbers. 4 on 2. Atkins winding from 3.
he really struggled in the exhibition. Chucky Atkins, who'd been 4 of 20 in the preseason. The lights go on. He stepped up and knocked in 2 big three-point shots.
He's got 6, which have all come in this second quarter. Here's Anthony, Final Four MVP a couple years ago at Syracuse, finally knocking one in. And he is 2 of 6 from the field.
Well, Denver needs to think about getting this lead down to about 6 at halftime, cutting it from 13 to 6. They'll be in good shape. Been an emotional start here for the Los Angeles Lakers. Can they sustain it over 48 minutes?
It's Mihm who fumbles it away and loose inside. And Odom may have just picked up his 3rd personal foul.
That's a big foul right there with 5 minutes to go in the second quarter. Brian Cook will come back into the game, but Lamar Odom will be sorely missed. He's their best defensive rebounder. It gives them great energy on that break. Now Brian Cook can step out and make shots. Chris Mihm mishandles the pass, and it's sort of an inadvertent foul.
His momentum almost carried him into the game.
That's one of those where you said, no, come on, Joey, why did you have to blow the whistle? Nothing happened there. And he said, well, it was a foul, that's why.
He got good reviews over in Athens, didn't he, Lamar Odom?
I was very impressed with him. I thought he was one of the bright spots of that Olympic team. I thought he played his role perfectly. I thought he played very well off of Tim Duncan. He should have been very proud. He played very well over there for the United States.
We've had no lead changes. We've had no ties. Lakers have led since the opening tip. They've been up by as many as 15 points. Nuggets 8 of 14 from the free throw line. Chucky Atkins. Anthony knocks it away. Saved nicely by Caron Butler.
See, Denver's picking up the pressure now defensively. This is what they have to do. The Lakers have settled in nicely to a rhythm. Odom is out now. See if you can pick up the pressure. Get the Lakers a little bit out of rhythm. That's exactly what's happened. Let's see if Denver can capitalize on it now on the offensive end.
Lakers have their 10th turnover, and the Nuggets have turned it over 9 times. Martin is 1 of 2. Mihm with the rebound, and he collects his 4th of the game with his 13th point.
Kobe's going to look to get his shot here.
He's 0 of 3 is Kobe Bryant. Chucky Atkins. Hit a couple of threes, and Andre Miller, who led the NBA in assists a couple years ago, goes baseline to baseline. Rejected inside by Kobe Bryant. Chris Mihm. Foul by Carmelo Anthony.
Well, what a different look by this Los Angeles Laker team. They've been such a power half-court team now. Anytime there's a change of possession, a beautiful block by Kobe Bryant as he comes out of nowhere from the weak side with his left hand, keeps that ball in play. And every time the Lakers get a chance to get in that open court, that's where they're looking to attack. And the one thing about their big men, Chris Mihm runs well, Brian Cook runs well, Lamar Odom. You know, Vlade doesn't run so well now, but he's a guy that can really trail on that break and make plays. So you're going to see their big men really look to try to sprint the court. Chris Mihm's off to a terrific start here tonight, Kevin.
We've talked about Vlade Divac. We've talked about the departure of Shaquille O'Neal. We have not talked about Karl Malone, who has had off-season knee surgery. May continue to rehab for the first month or 2 of the season, but he says if he comes back, it will only be with the Los Angeles Lakers.
That'll be interesting to watch that. I think Carl's going to really take his time to come back with that knee injury. He does not want to re-injure it if he does come back.
Carmelo Anthony. And loose inside, collected by Mihm. 2-on-1, Butler. And Atkins on the wing. Played at UConn.
Teams that like to run don't like to be run against. Denver is a fast-breaking team. You run back at them, they don't like that. And right now, they're the ones that's not getting back in transition.
Anthony, Butler to Gamble. Another offensive rebound by the Denver Nuggets. Camby lassos that. And outside for Sean Leonard. Rebound by Kobe Bryant.
Great box out there. Look at the numbers again. 4-on-1 here. Another layup by Mihm.
His first 2 points of the second quarter.
Well, Jeff Pizzella cannot be happy with this. The Denver team cannot make a shot. They're getting frustrated. They've lost their floor balance defensively, and the Lakers are swarming. Lamar Odom sits down with foul. Brian Cook comes in. They have not missed a beat plus 17 for the Lakers with 3:03 to go here in the second period.
Their biggest lead of the game. Last season, the Denver Nuggets were number 5 in points scored. They had a terrific offense. Tonight, in opening night play, 21% from the floor in the first half.
Well, they have really struggled. The open shots they've got, they have not been able to knock down. They're just pressing right now, but they have 9 turnovers, only 4 assists. And when you look at the numbers, 13-0 fast break points for the Lakers, 20-8 points in the paint. So that's 25 plus 25 points in those 2 areas. Denver has got to settle down. There's still plenty of time in this game to come back, but they just got to find a rhythm.
You mentioned no fast break points, and last year they averaged 20 fast break points a game. Shot clock is down to 7 after the timeout. Deshaun Leonard, who played at Minnesota, would feed into Camby, knocked away by Cook, and then put back in. And Carmelo Anthony now leads the Denver Nuggets with 10 points, the first player for the Nuggets in double figures.
Yeah, but if I would have said that Kobe Bryant has 2 points, 0 for 3, would you think the Lakers right now would be up by 15?
And in 17 minutes, too. That's unbelievable.
You better get to him. He'll make that all day.
Ryan Cook with the hands of Kenyon Martin out of bounds and off of the Los Angeles Lakers.
You know, it's interesting because I think Brian Cook right now, I'm not sure that all the other NBA teams are sure he can continue to make that shot. So they're going to have to see what he can do before they rotate out to get to him. But right now, he's shooting that ball so well that if he continues to do that, teams are going to have to start rotating to him quicker.
Brian Cook's got good genes.
His dad, Norm, played for the Boston Celtics.
Carmelo Anthony. Oh, another miss. A Mihm rebound, and Mihm has collected 7 rebounds tonight. He's got 17 points. Here's Cook and Kobe Bryant launching from 3. His first field goal hit tonight.
The Lakers are doing a nice job moving that basketball. They're getting the ball from one side of the floor to the other. Scrambling Denver defense is playing right into the hands of the Lakers right now when they're moving that basketball.
Lakers had their biggest lead of 18, which was quickly erased with a nice dribble drive inside. And it was the first 4 points for Miller, his first 2 in this second quarter. Lakers come the other way. They have shot 50% or better most of the night. Chucky Atkins. Chris Mihm. And Camby gets the loose ball. He's got 7 rebounds.
That's what Chris Mihm's got to dunk that ball. Can't finesse that one. You got to go up there and either get the foul or get the score.
Andre Miller, who played at Utah. 12 seconds on the shot clock, 64 seconds to play in the first half, and the Verizon halftime report is on deck from Atlanta.
Kobe's only field goal to the first half. He spots up and buries the 3-point shot. Now 1 of 4 from the floor.
Butler will check out. Jermaine Jones, who in the words of Rudy Tomjanovich has been phenomenal in the preseason, checks in. Chucky Atkins, who is undrafted and played in Croatia, played in the CBA, played all over the globe, really. Here he is in the NBA at the point for the Los Angeles Lakers.
Brian Cook's going to roll out to get this 3-point shot. They're going to have to get to him quickly. Look what happens.
Mihm inside. Denver's got a foul to give. Nice block by Camby, and Mihm perseveres with a game-high 19. You mentioned it before, his career high is 21 points. What a debut in place of Shaquille O'Neal.
Well, see, the fact that Brian Cook could shoot that shot, Mim's man rotated to him at the 3-point line. That's why he was wide open underneath the basket. I'm not sure this is a shot you want Marcus Camby shooting, but steps up and knocks it in. And right now, Jeff Bzdelik wants to get to halftime so he can talk to his team.
A second difference with the game clock and shot clock as you wind down the first half. Kobe was fouled, and Leonard nailed it. And that's 3 free throws coming up for Kobe Bryant. It gives Doug Collins a little win.
Well, that's exactly what Kobe had done to Leonard. And remember in the first quarter where he goes up and he punches him in the stomach like with his hand. You can see he rides up into him. And what happened, he came underneath him, and his body got into Kobe before he released the shot.
Have you read the Phil Jackson book yet?
No, I have not.
You know, as everyone does, that Kobe Bryant is a target of that book. And last year with the Lakers.
I think Kobe's used to being a target over the last year.
Yeah.
This guy has gone through a lot.
And it continued, too. There was a preseason game with the Seattle Supersonics, and before the game, Ray Allen said that Kobe was selfish. And then they met a couple nights after the comment was made, and Allen didn't play, but Kobe made sure that he got the word out. I'll see you on the floor next time we meet.
And Ray Allen didn't play the next game.
All right, exactly. Exactly. Tierra Brown will now check it.
Well, the thing I find interesting about Kobe, he might be the most scrutinized great player in the NBA. And the one thing I know in watching him play through the years is Chris Mihm gets a huge hand as he goes to the sidelines. The one thing I know about Kobe Bryant, as much as people think he wants to lead the league in scoring and all that, in the end result, he's going to be judged by how well his team does, wins and losses, and he knows that.
Well, you had Michael at the same age. Kobe's 26, and that's when you coached Michael in Chicago. Earl Boykins. Out of bounds off the Lakers. Let's pick that up in the second half, okay? We need to talk about that in the second half, the way this game is going with the Lakers on top by 19. This is their biggest lead tonight. Mark will come in for Earl Boykins.
Now, under .3 on the clock, it has to be a play at the rim where it's a catch. I mean, you can't catch and shoot, so it has to be an alley-oop or a tip at the basket. .3 this year, the interpretation is going to be that at .3 you can still catch and get the shot off. It's a little bit different than it was last year. At .3 it had to be a tip, not so this year. That cannot go.
Denver cut the lead to 11, 36-25, but the Los Angeles Lakers closed the second quarter on a 14-6 run. And they lead by 19, which is their largest lead of the game so far, shooting 47% as they dip just beneath that 50% shooting percentile here in the second quarter. Let's go to Cheryl Miller.
Of course, outstanding first half, 19 points and 9 rebounds, but it was all the effort of you just getting into transition and just running.
That's going to be our game this year. We're a new look team out here. We got an athletic team that can get up and down the floor. It starts on defense, get the rebound and go.
Let's talk about your defense, because this was a Denver team last season that averaged 20 points in fast breaks, but you guys 0 tonight for them.
Yeah, that was one of our main focuses today in practice. We knew they like to run the ball, and they get a lot of easy buckets off the glass. So those were two things that we wanted to stop tonight.
All right, good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
All right, right now the Lakers making it look very easy against Denver. Now let's send it back to Ernie Johnson in our Atlanta studios.
All right, thank you very much, Cheryl. It is the Verizon Wireless Halftime Report, and as you might expect, the man in the middle leading the Lakers in scoring. This one, though, is Chris Mihm. Yeah, with 19, and Kobe just kind of taking it easy, takes a few shots, hits one late in the half. What do you make of what you've seen so far? This is your team, Magic.
What I see is last year the Lakers were big, slow, and old. Now they're young, athletic, and they're getting up and down the floor. Also, I see a different thing in the Lakers that I didn't even see even in years before, even when we win a championship. They're making the extra pass. Tonight, Kobe Bryant is settling for the double team. Years past, he would try to beat the double team, either turn it over or take a bad shot. Tonight, he's taking it, passing. They're making a third pass in the corner, wide open threes. They're really playing well together. And then on the other side, I know Charles is just waiting on Denver, so I'm going to let Charles talk about that.
Let me say Kobe's got 8 points on 1 out of 4 to go with Chris Mihm's 19. Now, what about this new-look Denver team with the addition of Kenyon Martin, who in the first half has 5 points on 1 out of 3?
You know, I thought Denver was the most overrated team coming into the NBA season. Like, everybody assumed when they add Kenyon Martin, they're going to jump to the next level. They're not, because he plays the same position as Marcus Camby and Nene Hilario. I mean, just Magic said it, we were talking in the back. They just got too many. They're all good players, but they play the same position. And I don't like, they're too small. I mean, Chris Mims, I mean, I'm not sure what he is, but he's looking like Kareem out there. I mean, but they're just too small. They got to, I think Hilario should be starting because he gives them a physical presence, but I thought they would have been better suited to get a big body to take up space.
Yeah,
You're the only one who hasn't spoken.
No, I agree. It would be like, Clyde Drexler and Michael Jordan playing on the same team. Okay, yeah, one of them going to have to move to an off-guard position, or one's going to play a point. So they're not going to be as effective, and that's the same thing that's happening with Denver. You have guys playing out of position, and they're not effective. But I think one of the things you notice about Kobe, 1 for 4. But You know, Magic said they were big, slow, and old, but they were great too with, you know, the big fella in there. But I think also he realizes he was the best one-on-one player. I said this earlier. Ever. I think right now in basketball, the best one-on-one player. But now he doesn't play one-on-one anymore. There are people double-teaming him on every single possession, so he has to trust his teammates. I think he's forced to trust guys to make shots, where in the past, he didn't have to trust guys because he knew that he can get his shot off, and I think it will make him a better player, but he won't have a better team.
But you can see he's making a conscious effort to pass the ball.
He's forced.
Everybody think he wants to lead the league in scoring. He's playing team ball tonight, and he's going to get his 20 points.
We all know what that music means, by the way. We're going to break. The Lakers lead 50-31. Darren Kagan with an update on the election when we come back.
Show the other 3 shots.
We're back in Los Angeles with Doug Collins, Kevin Harlan, opening night here in the NBA. If I would have told you before this game that Lamar Odom and Kobe Bryant would combine 3 of 8 from the field, yet they'd lead by 19 at halftime, would you believe me?
No, I'd say you're in big trouble, but I wouldn't believe that Chris Mihm had 19 points and 9 rebounds either. But the Lakers were just one step quicker. They were excellent on defense. They got in the open court. They were 13-0 fast break points. Points in the paint, 22-12. They were plus 10 there. And how about closing out quarters? You know, Kevin, it's something I always talk about. First quarter, Lakers closed it out an 8-0 run. Second quarter, 14-6 run. So that's a 22-6 spurt. So when Odom sits down, they get a chance to maybe push back into the game, and the Lakers closed out the quarter beautifully. But Denver has got to get some kind of rhythm offensively so they can get back at their defense set. That's what's getting them. Their offense is so bad they can't defend right now.
Well, as you always talk about, when a team is not shooting well, as Kobe Bryant opens the second half with the shot, when a team is shooting 25% like the Denver Nuggets are so far, fast break points, rebounding, free throws, they've all got to kind of make up for what they're not doing from the field.
Well, your defense has to create some offense for you, and that's not the case right now. The Lakers are shooting a high percentage, and Denver's having to play a set-up offense and then turning the ball over. That's 10 turnovers, only 6 assists.
And Bryant dishing to Butler. Out there for the Los Angeles Lakers with Mihm in the middle with 19 points. Atkins, Kobe Bryant, Butler, and Lamar Odom. And the Denver Nuggets out there with the guy in the ball right now. It's Deshaun Leonard. Down low to Kenyon Martin with Camby, Anthony, and Andre Miller as we start the second half. And Carmelo Anthony with a Denver high 12. Caron Butler. And off to Kobe Bryant. Good ball rotation to the open Butler for 3. Rebound by Camby. Trey Miller into Chris Mihm. A foul on Mihm. That's kind of what they got to do right there, manufacture.
Watch Kobe Bryant. Did you see moving without the basketball? Rudy T said, I'm going to set up a play here to start the half. See if I can get you open for a shot. Steps back. Deshaun Leonard loses control of it. Steps back and knocks in the jump shot. So Rudy T said at halftime, Kobe, we're going to run a nice little play for you here to start the third quarter, and he delivered.
But people may forget in the sweepstakes to get Kobe Bryant this past summer is that the Denver Nuggets were very interested and made a pretty good pitch. In fact, they flew out the owner and Kiki Vandeweghe, the general manager, Stan Crocker and Kiki Vandeweghe, flew out here, and they met at Kobe's home. And as it turned out, Denver was behind the Clippers, who, of course, were behind the Los Angeles Lakers. They thought they had a real stab at it, real shot. Butler to Chris Mihm. Camby triggers to Andre Miller. Carmelo Anthony.
See Carmelo Anthony not real sharp with his game right now. I think he's trying to work himself into the condition and the shape he's going to need to be to play, but he's just not real sharp right now. He's had some really good shots at the basket, shots he will make as this season goes on.
What I can't figure out is how could he be out of shape? He went from a season in the playoffs to the Olympics and the training. When did he have a chance to gain weight?
He got out of shape in the Olympics. He wasn't playing.
Mihm, whose next basket will equal his career high. Odom trying to throw it across and out of bounds, and the shot clock is at 6. Let's go to Cheryl Miller.
Well, Doug, it's interesting you said that the Lakers looked a step quicker in the first half, and Coach Buzz-Delic said something very similar. Said it looked like we were playing in quicksand or cement. There was no energy in the first half. He said what really concerns me is how the Lakers manhandled us. And Doug, quick question to you. You're down by 19 points, and Kobe's only taken 5 shots. How do you get yourself back into this game mentally? You didn't.
You do just what you do right there. You get out, you get some defensive stops, Cheryl, and you let your defense create some offense. The Denver offense was so bad in the first half, they couldn't defend against all the shots they're missing, the turnovers. Now they get some easy scores. Now they can get their defense set up.
Lakers have never trailed as Kobe tried to try the reverse, which would not go. 2-on-1, Miller with Anthony. And Butler draws the foul.
See, all of a sudden, 2 or 3 defensive stops. You get out, you get a couple scores. All of a sudden, the basket starts looking bigger to you. You start getting confidence. Now, Denver wants to get out and run, too. This is their game. They have numbers, but they did it with creating a turnover. Kobe's taking a bad shot. They run out on that one. They get a turnover. Work yourself back into the game. You do it slowly. You don't do it with a knockout punch.
Butler picked up his 3rd foul. A nice shot by Carmelo Anthony, who's got 14 points.
Rudy T's going to have to take a timeout. All of a sudden, that lead is down to 15 now. Denver's starting to get some confidence. This is a very confident team coming in. They'd had a 7-1 preseason. All these talk about the expectations and all. They came in here, they got rocked. Now can they recover? There's still plenty of time.
The NBA on TNT. Brought to you by Jeep Trail Rated Capability. Don't go off-road without it. And by Philips. Experience TV in a whole new light. The new Philips Flat TV with Ambilight.
The Los Angeles Lakers have led since the opening tap. Their lead has grown as high as 23 points as we take a look at our Jeep game summary here from the Staples Center.
Well, you see the fast break points. The Lakers plus 15 points in the paint. Lakers plus 8. The assists go to the Lakers, the field goal shooting. And Kevin, I want to follow up what I was talking about Denver's offense. Denver's offense was so out of sync in the first half that when you play bad offense, you can't get your defense back. You settle down, you take good shots, you get back on defense, you can work yourself back into the game. So bad offense leads to bad defense.
One feeds off the other.
Absolutely. And now all of a sudden they're starting to get some stops. 8-0 run, they're getting back in the game.
Chris Mihm has just equaled his career high of 21 points in a night where all thoughts are on Shaquille O'Neal. It's been the new guy in town that has stolen the show.
Well, the weak side defense for Denver, somebody's got to cross the lane and take the guy rolling to the basket. He was wide open.
Basket in there for Martin. So they go outside, and shot clock is down to 5. They double Anthony. Butler's on him now. It's a pretty good defense. Butler up for Caron Butler.
Now, Caron Butler's earning some fans here tonight with his defensive play. He's getting out in the open court. He's getting opportunity baskets.
Denver came into this season as one of the most eagerly anticipated teams, except for Charles Barkley. You heard him at halftime. Overrated coming into the year.
Kevin,
foul inside.
I want to follow up a little bit on that. Great expectations for Denver. They made a big step last year. You get 26 more wins, they get into the playoffs. But to go from the 8th spot to the 4th into the elite, that's another huge step. You got to be better defensively, better rebounding, more committed, more unselfish. Great expectations on this team, and we'll see how they handle them.
Missed by Camby, which was one of the nice things about picking up Kenyon Martin, because he had been to a couple finals with the New Jersey Nets. Here's Mihm inside, the foul called on the former Texas Longhorn, his second tonight. So they've got, and Brian Russell is on this Jeff Buzz-Delic team as well. He's played in some championship series, including last season with the Los Angeles Lakers.
Well, if the Denver is going to be one of the elite teams, they have to improve in all these areas. You can see defensively, opponent's field goal percentage, all those areas. Sean Leonard tees up a 3, the ball movement to the weak side of the floor, and you get open shots. You just have to keep pecking away here, try to get this lead under double digits going into the 4th quarter. Put some pressure on the Lakers.
Sean Leonard is 2 of 5 shooting 3-point shots tonight. Here come the Lakers shooting 49%. Kobe is 2 of 6. Atkins with the shot clock at 2. Lamar Odom. Caron Butler. Camby defended. Got it back. There's a nice block by Camby inside.
I think they said the defensive player grabbed the rim when he blocked the shot, so that will be basket interference and 2 points.
Which makes it 58-42. And now Andre Miller.
Maybe he called that on the Lakers for grabbing the rim, so they didn't give him 2 points, so that was a violation on the Lakers. It wasn't on the defense. That was on the offense who grabbed the rim on that play.
Sean Leonard comes up with 2. 58-44 as we approach 6 minutes to play in the third quarter.
Start putting a little pressure on this Laker team. These guys have not played together.
Lamar Odom. And Camby grabs it. His 11th rebound to lead all rebounders in the game. And inside to Kenyon Martin, who is hacked by Mihm and picks up, Mihm does, his 3rd foul tonight.
You see Andre Miller's doing a nice job. Nobody stopped him. And the rule of thumb, Kevin, is nobody's going to stop your dribble. You keep penetrating. All of a sudden, somebody on the back line has to step up. Now you drop the ball off, and Kenyon Martin's getting to the free throw line. So Denver quietly working themselves back into this game.
He comes to Denver in a sign and trade with New Jersey for 3 future first-round draft choices. His first is in.
Well, this is what he's going to see in the West. Sign over here that's the competition. Look at the power forwards. Boozer, Brand, Duncan, Garnett, Gasol, Nowitzki, Lamar Odom, Stoudemire, and Weber. That's 9 guys. That's 36 games of the 82 that he'll be matching up head-to-head with these kind of players in the Western Conference.
LA's biggest lead was 23, 54-31. Denver's on a 15-4 run. Denver is still shooting, though, 31% from the floor. Kobe Bryant missing badly. And Martin is there with 4 rebounds. They go inside, and Leonard snuck in for 2, shedding the defense of Chucky Atkins, and a timeout is wanted by Coach Rudy Tomjanovich. Some explosive offense from Vashawn Leonard of the Denver Nuggets with 13 in the game. And 14 by Carmelo Anthony leads Denver right now. Leonard has put in 6 in the third quarter.
Well, they've done it with their defense. They're starting to get easy scores, and they're starting to play smarter basketball. They saw the mismatch there. Vashawn Leonard had Chucky Atkins in the post. They lobbed the ball up. He got the easy score, and now all of a sudden pressure starts going to the Lakers. It's a team that hasn't played together. We talked to Rudy T, and he said one of the keys about winning games in the NBA is you have to learn to win close games. And this is a team right now where they're going to have to find out at the end of games, when games are close, how they can win those games. So if Denver puts pressure on them, they'll be in a great position here to maybe steal this game at the end.
Well, it's pretty well known that Rudy Tomjanovich was not the first choice of the Los Angeles Lakers. In fact, they courted pretty significantly with a lot of money thrown the way of Duke coach Mike Krzyzewski.
Yeah, it was a tough decision for Coach K. He thought about it 4 or 5 days with his family and decided to stay at Duke. And I can tell you I'm happy about that decision. My son down there with him, learning every single day what it is to be a coach in college basketball.
Chucky Atkins. Here is Lamar Odom working on Kenyon Martin. Look at the hustle of Odom. And Camby was defending. Odom in this game is only 2 of 7 with 4 points, 5 rebounds. And he will be at the line, and the foul goes on Marcus Camby for the first time for the Denver Nuggets, who trailed at the end of the first quarter by 10, trailed at halftime by 19. Did Denver. Odom playing with his 3rd team in 3 years. Coming up on ESPN tomorrow night, The Miami Heat will take on the New Jersey Nets, and the Los Angeles Lakers will take on the Utah Jazz. Then Friday on ESPN, Houston, Memphis, San Antonio, Los Angeles Lakers.
Boy, some great games in the opening week, premiere week of the NBA season.
Miller rejected by Mihm and picked up by Leonard for three. And now Caron Butler will trigger the other way. Kobe Bryant!
I tell you how big that miss is by Rashawn Leonard. It looks like he rolled his left ankle. Denver's going to have to take a timeout to get him out of the game, but you make that three, it's an 8-point game, you miss. Kobe goes down and gets a dunk and pushes it back to 13. When you're playing uphill, you got to make those shots, and hopefully Rashawn Leonard, this is nothing serious. Watch him on the right of the screen here as he takes this shot. It looked like he slipped over there by the in front of the scores table. I don't know if it was a wet spot or something on the floor, but it looked like he tweaked his ankle.
Look at his entire team has left the bench to go help him. Some of the bigger issues in camp for Denver. Who will back up Carmelo Anthony at the 3, and who will back up Rashawn Leonard at the 2 guard?
Well, Greg Buckner will back up Rashawn Leonard at the 2 guard. The difference is he's more of a defensive player. Rashawn Leonard is going to give you offense, so you lose shooting when you lose Rashawn Leonard. And Rodney White's a guy who can come off the bench we saw in the first half. He's going to give you some points, but he's inconsistent. So this is still very much a work in progress from this Denver Nugget team. They have not played together either, so they're learning one another on the fly here to start this season.
Here's Anthony, who's got 14 points. And Mihm now pulled out with the mismatch, and Anthony will try to exploit, and done. 16 for Carmelo Anthony, who has gone 7 of 15 from the field. Leading scorer in the game with 21 points, tying a career high is Chris Mihm. The Lakers have hit 4 threes. The Nuggets have hit 2 in this game tonight. Boy, it was awful tall inside for a little guard like him. And Camby was defending, known for his block shot ability, and he picks up his second personal foul right there.
I think Kenny Smith made a great point at halftime. Kobe, there's no longer going to be any one-on-one plays for him. He's always going to have another defender running at him, either to get the ball out of his hands or once he puts it on the floor to come over and give help. And that's where the trusting your teammates, giving that basketball up and trusting that they can make the plays, that's what he's going to have to continue to do. But the thought of him being out there playing one-on-one, opposing teams are not going to let him do that.
Kobe from the line, 7 of 7 tonight. Greg Buckner. And Marcus Camby, who looks healthy and strong.
Well, when they move the basketball, you see the shots they get. They took their time, about 4 passes and a penetrating dribble for a layup. That's not what we saw in the first half. We saw 1 pass and a bad shot.
Camby's got 6. What a pass by Bryant. Mihm, and handcuffs inside. The foul called with Denver clamping down. Carmelo Anthony picks up his 3rd personal foul, and again Chris Mihm will be at the free throw line.
Well, you can already see that Kobe trusts Chris Mihm, that he can catch that ball in congestion and be able to go up and either get fouled or maybe get the score. More importantly, can he step up and make the free throws? That's going to be important. One thing about the Lakers, they should be a better free throw shooting team this year.
Because Shaq is no longer here. And it was interesting. I saw some crazy note about what Butler, Grant, and Odom combined to make 228 more free throws than Shaq in just 68 more attempts. But as you've talked about getting ready for this game, it's the end of the game, closing out a game. How will Shaq fare in Miami as opposed to what happened here in Los Angeles with Kobe?
We'll see what happens also with Shaq, though. People give him all these fouls, so other guys get to the free throw line more often, too. He gets other teams in foul trouble.
Odom with the rebound on the missed 3 by Carmelo Anthony, and here comes Chucky Atkins. Odom for 3.
That's not a good shot at that particular time. Got a 12-point lead, 3 minutes to go here in the quarter. You want to come down and get something good. And that's just a rush shot by Lamar Odom.
He's a 31 career 3-point shooter.
I think he's still finding his way on this team. You can see he's not yet comfortable where he fits in offensively. He knew exactly what he needed to do in Miami. not there yet with this team, and you can't expect him to be.
He sure is good down low.
I think you'll see them post him up more as the season goes on.
Anthony's taking a lot of shots. And here comes Kobe Bryant creating against the defensive-minded Greg Buckner with a foul called on the Denver Nuggets. Bryant more assertive here in the second half. 2 fouls on Greg Buckner. Kobe has taken 8 shots. He's made 3. He's got 14. But a career-high 22 points for Chris Mihm, guy taking the place of Shaq. In the middle for the Lakers. Timeout. The headliner for the Denver Nuggets is Carmelo Anthony in his second season out of Syracuse. He has picked up steam in the second half, and for the game, Doug Collins, he has gone 7 of 17.
Well, he was out of sync in the first half. Going too quickly. Now he's calmed himself down. You see he's in a much better rhythm. Shots in rhythm. He's on balance. Denver played totally out of character in the first half. A lot of it was by the Laker defense and what they did. And then Denver took some bad shots that played into that. Question is, did they dig themselves too big a hole to get out of? It's only a 12-point lead, and you still have 2:42 in the third and all of the fourth quarter left, so there's still plenty of time. And Kobe Bryant has the ability, though, now to get to that free throw line. Once you get in the penalty, now you're going to see him driving and start getting to that free throw line, which will give his team a chance to keep the lead.
Kobe 7 of 7, now 8 of 8 from the free throw line. Cook has taken the place of Mihm. Jermaine Jones has come in the place of Caron Butler. So it is Atkins, Jones, Bryant, Odom, and Cook. And the Denver Nuggets have all the starters out there except for Vashawn Leonard. Cheryl Miller, following the story of him, he twisted an ankle earlier in this third quarter. Greg Buckner is in his place.
See, Kobe's playing Greg Buckner, which means Kobe's going to really be cheating and helping out on a lot of people. You'll see him go back probably and help on Martin. And he's not going to be worried about Buckner scoring.
Kind of yo-yoing back and forth as Anthony puts up an acrobatic shot. Lamar Odom clutches onto the ball inside. He has got 9 rebounds. And the Lakers are +3 in rebounding as Brian Cook slides in for 2. He's got 6.
Well, Denver just slow getting back on defense. Brian Cook ran right underneath the basket. No one there at all for Denver. What a spectacular move here by Carmelo Anthony.
Sweet move inside. He's got a Denver high 18 points. It's a 14-point game. Denver has never led. We've had no ties, and the Lakers have led by as many as 23. We just mentioned Vashawn Leonard, and Cheryl, what do you have?
Well, I was told by a Denver official that Vashawn Leonard strained his left Achilles. Right now, he is being x-rayed right here at the Staples Center. I was also told that they will determine after the game if Leonard will be available for this Thursday's home opener against Minnesota.
Well, let's hope that's nothing serious. You start getting that Achilles tendon. That's a tough injury.
Nene comes in for Camby.
That's what I was talking about with Kobe. As the team starts now trying to make a run, you're going to see him drive that ball to the basket, get to the free throw line. I mean, he's got 17 points tonight, but 10 of them at the free throw line. So one of the things you have to do with him is you have to try to defend him and not put him on that free throw line, because he's a great free throw shooter. So 11 of his points are at the free throw line, and he's continuing to give the Lakers the lead by driving that ball to the basket.
But as you always say, the great players have got to get to the free throw line.
That makes the game a lot easier. It takes a lot of pressure off that outside jump shot when you shoot those freebies.
Earl Boykins is in. This is Buckner with the drive and a slam by Kenyon Martin.
Now, Kobe knows they're in the penalty. They've gone back to a lot of screen rolls. If you body check him, it'll be a foul. Buckner has to be very careful here.
Bit of housekeeping. Buckner did pick up his third personal. Wide open is Cook. Martin slow to get through defensively. You're right. Cook has had that shot all night long. He's got 8 points, and he is 4 of 7 from the floor.
Well, Kobe took the defense all the way across the floor with him, and when he did, no one could get back to Cook. He's had about 4 of those open shots tonight just off the screen roll.
Kobe's got 7 assists and 18 points. Away from the ball, we got a whistle with 63 seconds to play in the third quarter.
It's Kobe Bryant in the lane, defensive 3-second violation. Remember I told you he was not going to guard Greg Buckner. He's going to be out there roaming around. So they put Kobe on Greg Buckner to be the help guy. So he can be the guy who's roaming defensively to help on Kenyon, Martin, and Anthony.
Here's Earl Boykins at the free throw line. Cleveland, Ohio. He's the son of a Cleveland policeman. We talked about his size at 5'5". He wears a size 9 shoe. Yet the guy can bench press 300 pounds. Isn't that amazing for a guy that size? 300-pound bench press. And here he is.
Well, he's in such great shape. He can run all day long.
Anthony hounded by Jermaine Jones.
See, that's not a good possession. Held the ball. Look what it's going to lead to here. It's going to lead to a layup on the other end.
But what about the hustle of Kenyon Martin? Breaking up the pass and then saving himself in the process.
When we talked to Jeff Bzdelik before the game, one of the things he talked about is that against the good teams, Carmelo Anthony's going to have to learn to score on the second and third option of the play, not just on the first option. And you can see he caught the ball that time and held it. Kobe Bryant misses the jump shot, and then the whole team just builds a wall on him, and there's no place to go, and he ends up shooting a jump shot. So move the basketball, learn to come off screens.
No fouls to give either way. Bryant is 3 of 9. And Craig Buckner for 3. And a rebound by Odom. He now has 10 rebounds tonight. The other way they come. Another broken up pass. And Nene had it, and then he fell out of bounds. And so it goes back to Los Angeles with 20.7 to play in the third.
Chucky Atkins very fortunate there. The shot clock was turned off. There was no need to try to make that play. You want to get the last shot. The Lakers have done a great job closing out quarters. They got a chance here to get the last shot once again.
Lakers are shooting 46% from the field. And Denver, which shot 25% in the first half, up to 33%.
Now, Kenyon Martin's going to be in a situation they're going to run screen roll. Look for Jermaine Jones over on the other side for a three-point shot in the corner.
Bryant and Jones for 3. Wow, good call, Coach. Odom can't get it to go with the buzzer. You're clairvoyant. Denver cut the lead to 10 with 5:24 left, but the Lakers close the quarter 14-9. It's 72-57 Los Angeles at the end of 3. On Premier Week in this basketball new year, the great Barry Bonds is here in Los Angeles watching the game on TNT, and Noah Wiley from ER fame. Andy Garcia is here, and the ever-present Jack Nicholson. The mustachioed Jack Nicholson watching.
I wonder what Jack thinks of the new look Lakers.
It's an interesting team, and it's going to take some used to for this. What is interesting about the Los Angeles Lakers, I thought maybe when Shaq left that, season ticket holders would leave in droves. Yeah, it fell 1%. They had a 97% renewal rate for season tickets here in LA. So they have come back in droves to watch the new Lakers, with Kenyon Martin starting it the right way for the Denver Nuggets as we start the fourth quarter. It's 72-59.
Remember now, Tierre Brown got himself in a little trouble in the first half trying to fight off the dribble. Here's Jermaine Jones, who's been what they thought was a throw-in the deal with Boston. But he has come in and worked himself into a situation where he's been a factor and is in the rotation. Rudy T loves him out on the floor.
A lot of new players out there. Nene with Martin Boykins, Rodney White, and Craig Buckner for the Denver Nuggets. And that is a charge, and wipe it away as Nene takes it inside. And for the Los Angeles Lakers, Brian Grant back in the game. Doug just talked about Jermaine Jones. Kobe remains. Tierre Brown is at the point, and Brian Cook is in there for Chris Mihm, who leads all scorers with 22 points for Los Angeles.
See, I like what this is happening now. Kobe's bringing the ball up the floor against Buckner, and they're getting Boykins off the dribbler. I like that move by Rudy T.
Kobe Bryant. He is 4 of 10, but 11 of 11 from the free throw line for 20 points.
And when it's all said and done, he'll have 25 to 30 points.
Lakers have never trailed. They've led by as many as 23. Kobe had a 10-point third quarter for Los Angeles. Earl Boykins over Brown. And Grant couldn't reel it in. Another offensive rebound for Denver. Rodney White for 2. Nene volleyballs it back out. Still okay. Denver will come the other way. Opening game of the NBA season.
The Lakers just packing it in now, forcing Denver to try to shoot the ball from outside.
Brian Grant with the rejection. Kenyon Martin tried to put one through. Jermaine Jones gets it out to Tierre Brown. Jones picked up by White. Here's Tierre Brown. who is from Iowa, Louisiana. Brian Cook. Oh, Brian Cook has had one of those nights where everything is dropping. 5 of 8, 10 points in 21 minutes.
He might lead the league in three-point shooting. His stroke looks good. I didn't know he had that kind of range.
Lakers by 20.
And you know why they're up 20? Denver has no fast break points, 19-0. This is a team that averages 20 points a game on fast break. They have none tonight. There's a powerful finish from Nene. There's some frustration in that play.
Doug, Denver was #1 in the NBA a season ago in fast break points.
Well, Jeff Bzdelik talked about they're going to have to be a better team in the half court when they can't run. Last year when they couldn't run, they did not win games. There's penetration once again, and the Lakers just picking them apart.
Brown has 4 assists, but that was as pretty as he's had tonight. No more Derek Fisher in Los Angeles. It's Chucky Atkins and Tierre Brown on Kobe Bryant's team. The Lakers begin the fourth, 4 of 4 from the field, and build their lead to 20 over Denver. We have a homecoming tonight of sorts for Denver assistant coach Michael Cooper. While a Los Angeles Laker, he was part of 5 Laker championship teams.
Well, one of the most popular Laker players of all time. Defensively, he was so good. He could take another team's best player out of the game. His energy. It's good to see Michael here. He had 2 championships with the Sparks, won 5 with the Lakers. I'm sure Magic Johnson, sitting back in the studio, has a lot of fond memories of the Koopa Loop that he used to run here. Actually not here, but over at the Forum. Michael Cooper said his memories of the Sparks are here, but his memory of the Lakers are at the Forum. He said if we were playing at the Forum tonight, it would be a much tougher game for him to have to be at.
There's a foul on Tierre Brown. Francisco Elson has come in the game for Denver. Kareem Rush has come in for the Los Angeles Lakers. We're approaching 9 minutes to play in the 4th quarter in the game that the Lakers have led since the opening tap.
I'm sure Rudy T would like to be able to continue to rest Kobe and Lamar Odom. They play tomorrow night in Utah in a back-to-back. So if you can rest those 2 guys, have a lot more energy going to that game tomorrow night in Salt Lake City.
Jermaine Jones picks up the foul. Bryant 4 of 10. There's Lamar Odom 2 of 8. He had 12 rebounds tonight for Los Angeles. Rodney White inbounds to Boykins. Buckner left 3 to 5. Jones with the rebound.
They won't guard him out there. They're going to make Greg Buckner make shots. He's known for his defensive stops. Just won't even touch the rim probably the way he's shooting him. I like it. There's no hesitation. He catches that ball and lets it go.
What a luxury to have a big man who likes to shoot outside and is good at it.
Well, it's tough to cover it. What it does is spaces your defense. That's why Mihm was able to get loose inside. The ability to shoot the ball, you stretch, you run a big man out on the floor, and all of a sudden Mihm is underneath with a smaller player on him.
Each team with 14 turnovers tonight. Tierre Brown. And the purple and gold of the Lakers, those were his high school colors as well. Cook. Saved inside and vacuumed in by Nene. Nene Hilario. He just goes by that name. Nene. He was drafted by the New York Knicks. Missed by Boykins.
Actually, in that deal, he came over for Antonio McDyess.
Yes.
Marcus Camby also in that deal.
Brown. Rebound by Elson, who played his college ball at Cal. Then went to Spain and now is in the NBA. Boykins.
Well, the Lakers have played very good defense tonight. They've cut off penetrating dribble. They forced outside shots, forced turnovers, challenged shots at the basket.
Buckner with the miss. Inside, Elson tried to get it. Out of bounds and off of Los Angeles. As Camby and Carmelo Anthony will come back in the game for the Nuggets.
It's not going to get any easier for the Nuggets. Thursday night, they're going to be home against Minnesota. We'll have that game, Kevin. 13 of their first 17 games are at home. So they were hoping to take that schedule at home and really get off to a great start. Tonight they've been stunned a little bit by the Lakers. We'll see how they recover against Minnesota on Thursday night, but they'll have a wild crowd there in Denver to support this team.
Anthony has 20 points. He is 9 of 21, but Denver is shooting 32% from the field. Here comes Los Angeles, 47% from the floor. Brown thrown away and intercepted by Carmelo Anthony. To Greg Buckner. He goes climbing into the defensive rush, who picks up the Los Angeles foul.
Tierra Brown got himself caught in the air trying to pass the basketball and threw it right into a turnover. Kobe Bryant coming back into the game about the 7-minute mark. Kareem Rush will sit down. I'm sure what Rudy T would like to see happen would be for the Lakers to have maybe a 3-minute spurt here to try to close this game down. Don't want to give Denver any life to give them a chance to get back into this game.
Kobe is 4 of 10. And Greg Buckner at the free throw line. Cheryl, what do you have?
Boy, some bad news for the Denver Nuggets with Sean Leonard. The X-rays revealed that it is a torn Achilles. He will be out for a while, guys. So terrible news. Terrible news.
That's how seasons go down so quickly. I mean, Rudy T had a quote in the paper today. Said, you know, the biggest disruption of dreams in the NBA are injuries. And boy, let's hope he can get a quick recovery. But that's a tough injury.
Cook and Kobe Bryant. Buckner is there and draws the foul. Should camp be longer? Should training camp have more days before they start preseason games?
No, I don't think so, because these guys now stay in shape year-round. They come into training camp in great shape. You see right there, with Sean Leonard goes down, and you know the sensation, anybody that's ever torn their Achilles, I just had my godson tear his recently, and the sensation is that you've been kicked in the back of the heel and you look around to see what happened and there's nobody around. And it's not really a painful thing because the tendon tears. But guys, I feel badly for Sean Leonard. He was going to be a big part of this team this year.
And of course, backing him up, there was a lack of depth, and that was a concern in camp. Cheryl, you've torn your Achilles before, haven't you?
Yes, you know, when I was coaching in the WNBA for Phoenix, I tore my right Achilles, and when the doctors say that it takes 6 months before you are pain-free, it's really a year before you're walking comfortably.
Wait a minute. You didn't tear it as a player as Boykins launches a 3 and misses, and Kobe retrieves it. Here come the Lakers, and Bryant trying to go behind his back, and Boykins the other way, and they'll finish off with Andre Miller. Maybe.
Hey, Kobe did not give up on that play. How about that play?
Now that's leadership. That's the kind of stuff he wants to do and exude, and he plays defense at the other end.
And listen to this crowd. It's a 17-point game, 6 minutes to go. Kobe tried to make a spectacular play on the offensive end, lost it, and Andre Miller took his time on the other end laying up. Watch Kobe. He's completely out of the play. Look at him. He's 20 feet behind him. Andre Miller slows up, and Kobe Bryant gets the block. What a sensational play.
Halfway through the fourth quarter, Jermaine Jones picks up a foul on the driving Carmelo Anthony. It's the third on Jermaine Jones.
The greatness of these athletes and some of the things they can do, it's just mind-boggling. That play will not show up anywhere really in the stat sheet other than a block shot, but you heard the reaction from the fans, what they felt about that kind of hustle play in a 17-point game, Kevin.
His teammates and that coaching staff will remember it as well.
Well, if he's doing it, then that means everybody else on the team has to follow suit.
He wants to lead. That's how you do it.
The NBA on TNT, brought to you by the all-new Hyundai Tucson. It's perfect for whatever, whenever. By Nokia Video Phones. Your life, now with instant replay. By Wendy's Homestyle Chicken Strips. Another reason it's better here. And by LeBron James at NikeBasketball.com.
Lakers have led the entire way. They've been up by as many as 23 points, and the leading scorer in the game is the guy taking Shaq's place in the middle for the Los Angeles Lakers, Chris Mihm, who came in that Gary Payton trade after spending a half season with the Boston Celtics a year ago. Before that, Mihm was 3 years in Cleveland with the Cavaliers. Mihm's got a double-double tonight. 22 points and 10 rebounds. quickly doubled. Jones free inside with the turnover, and that is the 17th for the Lakers tonight.
Very difficult for Earl Boykins to be on the double team. Kobe just saw right over the top of him, but you see the fast break points tonight. Last year, the Nuggets were 16 and 27 when they had less than 20 points on the fast break. Tonight, 2.
Ball check.
And what happens, Kevin, is teams, they prepare to take away your strengths, and especially the better team you become, the more teams prepare against you. You heard Chris Mihm tell Cheryl at halftime, one of the things they talked about was we got to get back on defense and take away their transition game. They have done that. Only 2 points for Denver.
Lakers, Atkins, Jones, Cook, Kobe Bryant, and Mihm. That is their 5. Foul called on Anthony. He's out there with Miller, Camby, Martin, and Earl Boykins.
When you look at Kobe's production tonight, he's taken 10 shots from the floor, and he has 21 points. So what you're telling is he's getting to the free throw line. He only has 4 field goals, but one of the things when you play against a great player, you cannot foul him when he's shooting what I call one of those jackknife jump shots that are very high degree difficulty shots. You get your hands up and you make them make some shots, and right now Kobe has frustrated Denver into fouling him in those situations. You step up and you seal the game at the line.
Bryant tonight, 13 of 14 from the free throw line for Los Angeles. He now has a game high 23. College football continues Saturday night, 7 o'clock Eastern on TBS. Texas Longhorns, number 6, against 19th ranked Oklahoma State in a Big 12 showdown in Stillwater. Camby. Away 9 seconds to shoot, 4:45 to play.
Well, with Deshaun Leonard hurt, now Andre Miller actually slid over to play the 2-guard. Earl Boykins playing the point guard situation, and what you get with this is you lose Andre Miller's size advantage that he has playing point guard.
Takes it inside.
Interesting to see what Denver's going to do now with their starting lineup. Greg Buckner gives them a nice defensive player coming off the bench. You know, will he start? They love to have Boykins' energy coming off the bench. So right out of the start here, Anthony tries to beat the clock. First game now, Jeff Bzdelik's been forced into what decisions he's going to make now to try to make up for this injury at the Deshaun Leonard.
How about that Denver bench tonight from the floor? They have not had much success hitting anything.
Yeah, they won't get it done. 3 for 25. I think I can sit here, maybe throw in 3.
He did better than
You got to dunk those. That's the kind, you get this crowd excited. You go up and you dunk the basketball. They're used to a guy named number 34 sort of ripping that basket down.
Miller to the double team Carmelo Anthony. Now they got Caron Butler who just checked in. Odom is out there as well. Atkins watches Boykins go by, and Marcus Camby puts it in. He's got 8 points. He's got 4 in the second half. Rebounding in the game even at 43 for these two teams. The Lakers have it. They've hit 5 3-point shots. Kobe drawing a crowd.
He just sees right over the top of it, wide open 3 for Chucky Atkins. Those are the shots he's going to have to make. He made those shots in Detroit when he was playing there. Once he gets his rhythm, he's going to knock those shots in.
Nuggets are 2 of 11 shooting threes, and a 2-pointer by Anthony won't go. More Laker defense inside, and Odom and Martin get tangled up.
6.
3 fouls on Kenyon Martin.
You know, Denver might have needed this game. I know that sounds a little crazy, but it might to focus them, bring themselves down a little bit, you know, get focused on the task at hand. They had a little bit of a swagger coming in tonight after exhibition. I think you find out you can throw that exhibition record right out the window. Now you start playing for real and you get a team's best shot. I think this might help them.
They need it. Like you talked about before when we showed the schedule, the Timberwolves are on deck. The team with the best record in the Western Conference a year ago. And that is DeMar Johnson. And what an incredible story and comeback he has been. He played a handful of games, 14 to be exact, with the New York Knicks last year. He was signed in mid-October. But the interesting story about him was a couple years ago, he was in a almost fatal traffic accident in Atlanta. Broke his neck. sat out the year, finally rehabbed enough to come back. Last year with the New York Knicks, played 14 games. Was signed by Denver this past offseason, and they've been very happy. He now wears the Denver uniform. Timeout.
Welcome back to the Staples Center. Before the preseason ever began, Karl Malone sat down with Laker officials to discuss the future with the team. The one thing that he did indicate that he did not want to play if his knee was not 100% healthy. Obviously, when training camp rolled around, it was not ready, but Karl Malone not ready to officially announce his retirement, wants to keep his options open. Kevin Duggar was told that Minnesota and the Spurs were very much interested in trying to get the free agent to their respective clubs, but Karl has told the Lakers that if and when he does come back, he will play for them. Guys?
Well, they didn't sign Tierre Brown to a guaranteed contract, thus they've got some flexibility with their cap, and they can sign him. But you're right, the Timberwolves flirted with Karl Malone. It just didn't work out. He's got his eyes set on Los Angeles, and missed by Mihm inside, picked up by Camby. We've got 2.5 to play in the game.
Still plenty of time here right now for the Denver Nuggets. They hit a couple shots. The Lakers have gotten a little sloppy with their turnovers.
Denver has outscored Los Angeles 11-3 for the last 4.5 minutes.
There's that play again. You get over on that sideline. If you're not careful, when you catch the basketball, you're behind the three-point line. You put that foot back and you step out of bounds. We saw Carmelo Anthony do it early in the first half.
16 turnovers for the Denver Nuggets. Lakers are shooting 43%. So their shooting percentage has slowly gone down as this game has gone on.
Denver has actually taken 18 more shots because of their offensive rebounding and the Lakers turnovers.
Odom loses it. Here come the Nuggets, shooting 32%. The high shot, Miller had it knocked away by Odom and counted for 2 and a goaltend.
That's their 4th fast break point tonight, so now it's 19-4. This is what Denver wants to do. Force some turnovers and get in the open court. Andre Miller that time did not slow down like he did the previous time where Kobe came in from behind and blocked that shot.
He learned his lesson.
That time he put it in overdrive.
It's the fast break. Point look. Kobe Bryant slaps it up. Mihm is held by Martin. The foul called on Kenyon Martin.
I think Kobe's looking around going, what I have to do here to get back to the free throw line? That might have been the hardest foul that was committed on him.
Chris Mihm at the free throw line, a 66% free throw shooter a season ago.
Kevin, looking down that stat sheet, Mihm makes his first free throw. I think one of the things that Rudy T is going to be very happy with is 13 rebounds for Odom, 12 for Mihm. If he can get 25 rebounds out of those two guys, Kobe only 3. You expect him to probably get 6 or 7 a game once he settles into his new role here. But if you can get 12 rebounds, 13 rebounds out of Mihm and Odom, rebounding might not be the factor everybody thinks it's going to be. Although the Lakers have given up 16 offensive rebounds tonight.
Denver +3 in rebounding, and here they go with Andre Miller getting a nice screen and exploiting it. And for the first time in a long time, it is a single-digit deficit for the Denver Nuggets. First time below 10 since late first quarter action. Bryant's got 23. Knocked away by Kenyon Martin. Shot clock is at 4. Martin is playing tennis with Bryant. And DeMar Johnson at the other end. And 55.9 to play, and the Nuggets have crept to within an 85-78 reach of Los Angeles.
Well, Denver doesn't want to foul here. Make them use the clock. See if you can get another stop. 3-possession game.
Screen by Odom. 17-4 run by Denver to head into the final seconds of this game.
Looked like Kobe was going to try to pass this ball at the last minute. Kenyon Martin gets a hand up, and then he makes a nice play, gets a hand in, and strips the ball loose from Kobe. Lakers have gotten very sloppy here with the lead. It looked like they were going to coast in. Their turnovers have cost them, and Denver has stuck around this game, but that was not a good foul from Kenyon Martin. So much of the clock had already been used. You did not want to take that foul with that amount of time being used off the shot clock.
Martin's got 5 fouls.
That should do it right there, and that makes it a 4-possession game with 36 seconds to go.
Couple free throws by Chucky Atkins. Kobe Bryant's team, that's how he wants to be labeled now that Shaq is gone. Leading Denver on opening night. It is on to see no great big man in a Laker uniform after you see these names and what they've accomplished over the great 45-year Los Angeles history and the Minneapolis history of this Laker franchise.
Well, you look down there, you've got 13 championships, 7 runner-up finishes. The Lakers seem to have always had that great big man. Tonight, Chris Mihm has played exceptionally well. They hope to get Vlade Divac back, but make no mistake about it, the Lakers will dramatically miss Shaq this season.
Jamal Johnson played at Cincinnati with Kenyon Martin. There's the rebound by Chucky Atkins.
And one of the things that's going to be different about this season for the Lakers, too, usually they wait till about All-Star break and put the thing, crank it up a notch, get ready for the playoffs. This year, it's going to be an 82-game season. They cannot cruise anywhere along the way. They're going to have to play all 82, and we'll see how they respond. Kobe with a little turnaround jump shot. He now has 25 points.
You said it. You called it before the game. They'll get 25, and they'll win as Rodney White does a dance on Kobe. With the steal and the victory on opening night. Kobe Bryant with the game-high 25. Shaquille O'Neal's replacement, Chris Mihm, with the career-high 23 points and 12 rebounds in his Laker debut. And the Lakers win it 89-78 on a night where Dallas beat Sacramento by 9 and Detroit took care of Houston by 8. Let's go to Cheryl Miller.
Well, Kobe, the new look Lakers answered a lot of questions tonight. You got a lot of great performances from Chris Mihm, Caron Butler, and Brian Cook off the bench.
We all play together. That's something that we've been stressing since training camp. It's for all of us just to stick together and to execute offense.
It was really interesting to watch this team because you had said all along in preseason that you guys are going to play hard, you're going to be physical, you're going to be aggressive, and you're going to run, and you got that tonight.
Well, that's our identity. That's the way we've been playing. Practices are extremely competitive, and we stress defense, we stress packing in the paint, and we have a long way to go, but tonight was a good step.
All right, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Let's send it back to you, Kevin.
All right, Cheryl, thank you very much. And the Lakers now go to 1-0.
Well, they got to get on the plane now and go to Utah. It's a tough place to play. Utah, a much improved team. Carlos Boozer, Okur, Matt Harpring is back. Jerry Sloan, one of the best coaches in the league. So we'll see how the Lakers fare on the road tomorrow night in Utah.
Carmelo Anthony at 20 and Kenyon Martin at 13. Final score 89-78. The Lakers. The NBA on TNT returns Thursday night as the Cavaliers take on the Heat and the Nuggets take on the Timberwolves. Our producer, Scott Conkle. Our director, Lonnie Dale. Special thanks to Jeremy Levin and Jeff Paris. Now for Doug Collins and Cheryl Miller, Kevin Harlan saying so long. We take you to Atlanta next.